How is it possible that Canadian real estate prices are surging again? For example, townhouses in my market of North Surrey just increased from $660,000 in January to now $820,500, an unprecedented increase of over $160,000 in only 29 days. Well, to find out if indeed this is even true, you first have to discover which numbers you are using in order to gauge the market in case you might be making a buying or selling decision this month. And that's exactly what we're going to dive into in today's video. But since the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board has just released their most recent stats package, that makes this the Surrey Report. But before we find out if indeed townhome prices did increase in North Surrey by $5,534 per day in February? First, here is my amazing team with the numbers from the overall City of Surrey.
Looking at our detached market for the month of February, we saw 183 sales. That is up 38.6% from the 132 sales in the same period last year. Our benchmark price is $1,613,800. That is up 1% month over month and up 7.1% year over year.
We had 165 townhouse sales in February, which is almost an 18% increase over 2023. The benchmark townhouse price is $864,400, and that is a 1.1% increase month over month and a 6.6% increase year over year.
And in condos, benchmark price is around $544,000. Now that's a 0.7% increase month over month and a 4.8% increase year over year.
Well, there you have it. It looks like the market has roared back yet again. Or has it? Well, the only way to know for sure is to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date here on my market of Surrey and the Fraser Valley. And go ahead and click the like button for the YouTube algorithm so I can reward you with this picture of a baby monkey riding a lion cub's back while hanging out with these baby tigers. And of course, if you are here for real estate and not the cute baby animals, you can download my Informed Buyer's Guide totally for free using the link down in the description below this video. And now let's get into the numbers so you can see for yourself if they're lying to you. So as mentioned, it appears that North Surrey townhomes increased just last month 24.3%. And in other areas of the market, we also found other large increases, like Mission up 10.3% in a single month. Abbey Townhomes clocked in at a massive jump of 28.2% since this time last year. And even North Delta condos seemed to jump up pretty quickly in a single month by $100,000, or an increase of 18.7%. But to understand these numbers, you have to pick which numbers you are using to do your analysis. So let me explain the three types of numbers first, and then we can get into which ones are the right or wrong ones for you to use. You see, average price is probably the easiest one to understand, and that is probably why most people use it, or at least they think that's what you're referring to when you discuss pricing. Simply, it's the sum of all of the sale prices together divided by the number of sales. Second, we have median. Median is even more simplified than average, but a little bit more misleading as well. Median price simply means the middle price. So if you're comparing the 11 most recent sales, you simply pluck out number 6 on that list if you've ordered them by selling price, and well, that is the median or middle price for the month. And then we have benchmark pricing. Benchmark is harder to understand. It's not the average price for a home in the area, but rather it's the price of an average home within that area.
Say what?
So if you have a luxury market, the average home in that market is likely different than the average home in what might be a more blue-collar market. And that is adjusted for in the pricing. So each area is being better compared to itself rather than all of the other areas. Now, average and median are most often used by the media and doom and gloom YouTubers for a particular reason. And that reason is because those folks are doing their best, or they have a vested interest in scaring you about the market either falling extremely quickly or rising at an unsustainable pace. The reason that the median and average play so well to their narrative is because, well, they jump around a whole lot. So let me illustrate exactly what I mean. This is median pricing for North Surrey townhomes over the last year. You can see that this number, first of all, is quite a jagged line, whether or not it's up or down, But you can see that you can use this narrative very easily to adjust for whichever argument you would like to use. So for instance, you can go back to April of last year and say that the median price was $820, and then in August of the same year it jumped all the way down to $672. Well, in January it dropped all the way down to $660, and just this last month in February jumped up to $820. Now let's look outwards a little bit. Let's do this to 3 years. The line kind of smooths out a little bit, but let's do this now to 10 years, and you'll see that it still jumps around quite a bit. But we also do have average price. So again, remember, median is the middle price of all the sales that happen for that given month. Average price, a little bit smoother, but again, just as jagged up and down. I don't mind average prices as much as I dislike median, but at the same time, you can look at the average price here, $739 average selling price in January, townhomes in North Surrey, and just this last month, that jumped up over $100,000 as well. But now let's hop into benchmark pricing, and we're going to see this line smooth out a whole lot. Yes, indeed, it does look like the market has taken off again, but not to the same tune as it did previously. And you will also notice that the median price dropped in January, but given benchmark pricing, you can tell that the January prices actually already started to increase, which is exactly what we saw. Now let's zoom in on the 3-year trend, and you're going to see that this market pricing is much more gradual, both in the ups and downs of the market. And month to month, it's much more realistic that you may go from last October from 787, you may drop. I mean, it's still a lot of money. We're still talking, $20 or $30 or $40,000 per month, but these are really high value properties that we're talking about as well, being in the $700,000 ranges. But they're not jumping up the crazy $120,000 that could be reported this month, or that may have been reported as a downfall in the market just the month before. So did the market really increase 24.3% last month? And did you miss the boat if you're looking to buy a North Surrey townhome? Of course not. If you're looking at the wrong numbers, you can interpret this as the market being hotter than it currently is. But if you look at the more balanced and less volatile benchmark pricing, you will see that sure, prices rose 1.9% last month, which isn't nothing. I mean, it is $15,000, but it's nothing like the $160,000 that an uninformed home buyer or seller might misconstrue. But now, what is it that might cause these rapid swings? Well, first off, when the market dips in the stats, it can often be from things like interest rates going up. Because of course, when rates go up, it does have a negative effect on pricing, but maybe not always in the way that you think. You see, when money gets more expensive, sure, buyers offer less on properties, but often buyers are motivated to get into properties faster than sellers are to sell. So this could lead to the potential that buyers end up offering on properties that were previously below their level of expectation, meaning maybe they shift to an older home, smaller home, or a smaller lot. Basically, when money gets more expensive, buyers will tend to shift towards a lower asset. And if $800,000 3-bed townhome stops selling and families make it work in a $660,000 2-bedroom townhome, well, that could reflect in prices going down even if they haven't. And this can work the same way in the other direction. You see, in February, prices did go up, but at the same time, 5-year and now 3-year money has dropped from what was much higher rates just a couple of months back. This then causes home buyers to be able to afford more than they could just a couple of months ago, and maybe then they shift back at looking at those higher priced properties again. And therefore, if more people buy the higher priced properties, the median can jump, while the market only actually increased a little bit for the same product. So be careful when you're trying to navigate the market so you don't get it wrong. And if all this seems overwhelming and you still can't quite put a finger on how to move forward with your real estate here in Surrey and the Fraser Valley, well, you can book a call with me right now using the link in the description below at a time that works best for you. Thank you for subscribing, clicking the like button for Simba, and we'll see you in a couple of days.